that where does Hubble fits into this entire picture?
डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर किसी भी ब्रांच में जाके पेमेंट करता
With Udemy, one click, you're in the lead in skills. Want to become an in your artistic side? This is learning your way. Want to switch professions? Help your team reskill? This is Udemy, the power of possibilities.
With that null command, if you can deny a lot of that utility, you could make things a little bit tougher.
Perhaps that will have to be Pit and 3 players towards the A side. And a Hunter's Fury fired in by the attackers, trying to hunt down that kill attack, but it's Concom with a double. And the escape back, never mind, he's back for more! 3 versus 2, advantage claimed by Concon, and the round could be closed by nobody. This position is nigh on perfect, and the fact that he didn't help with the mid-fight makes you think that there's no way he'd be here, striking at just the right time. And now Kreven, as impressive as he's been, the big clutch. I mean, he can cross with the orb, he can put the pit down, and then this becomes a difficult enough round.
Depends if he wants to use it. Maybe one more kill and he might, but he's not going to get the opportunity. Nobody makes sure of it. A big round from Concon, a complete disruption of the attempted play by BBL. And again, seeing some of that individual flair we know he has in droves. 8-3 from what was a 7-1 scoreline. A pretty decent resurgence toward the end of the half. Of course, it's still going to be a mountain to climb in the second, but an 8-4 certainly looks better than where they would be at if not for some of these plays.
Well, yeah, every little is going to help. It's a damn sight better than it was last map. And I do think that for EDG, and you said this in the last map as well, it proved to be true here more so, that on the defense, you just struggle so much when you have a stand-in. Gap to rotations, everything suffers. For EDG, getting out 8-4 certainly makes it a lot more likely they're going to be able to trade blows in that next half and bring us all the way to sunset. For now, 5-man push towards this B site. Standing in their way, Chichu, who's been solid so far. And Jenny, a lot of utility as well that can come their way. The thing for BBL is that they're playing this so slow, so uncharacteristically slow. And I thought they were going to go for that mid-split, but it looks like the plan is just to test them in a straight-up fight.
Oh, snake bite is going to leave some of them a little bit vulnerable. First player through, though. Nobody's done well to disrupt. Trade back, nicely done by Chichu, and he's looking for a little bit more. The site hold of B is his domain in this round. And Rose is now the last man standing, and the ult is there to finish him off. It took a little while for EDG to get going, but they've at least got themselves a minimum amount of rounds. And that early blitzing has turned into an 8-4.
That's all they needed to do. The course correction here is clear from EDG. They're back in the game. If they can take a pistol, that gap closes in massively. And on the attack side, comfort should be there in a way that it certainly wasn't in the first. BBL were able to put a lot of pressure onto this squad. Whether it was the mid-splits, that especially worked wonders for them. But the lurks late with more direct A attacks, the amount of times we saw players caught off guard, and of course Signed is the one that comes to mind, but think of Nobody. 2 rounds in a row, or at least in very quick succession, he is caught with a drone out. And it seemed like the game plan from EDG at the start required a couple of patches. But as we said, they got there in the end. In the second half, hopefully Comfort's going to be there as well. We should see a real brawl for BBL to try to deal with.
Yeah, I think it was much more difficult when you're going for those sort of death balls to really hold on to a lot of those early fights, and then the retakes weren't really working out either, especially with what BBL was doing of just late implants. Like, even if they sometimes had direct lurks in the form of Kreven, other times they would take a space, implant someone, and then leave. And that was definitely causing problems. On the defensive side, that's going to be quite a bit more difficult to do. And as said, like, you're going to have the same opportunity with Karmine leading the charge and potential for those executions, and more so controlling the pace. I think that will help them out quite a bit, being able to have a focus on where you choose to fight. Of course, there's no doubt that the defensive side of BBL are also going to try and put the pressure on. They're going to try and take that space away from you, get up in your face, and I think it's going to be important that they do get a pistol, but also shut that down early. Make them doubt whether they can push middle or try and play for main, or have maybe even the operator controlling some ground. If you can do that, then maybe there's a way back into the match. But even at 8-4, even with those, 4 of the last 5 or 6 rounds going their way, it is still a hefty deficit. And without a pistol round, I still don't see a way back.
I agree with you, yeah. The pistol, I'm almost putting into their hands already. For EDG's sake, I want to believe that they can find it, but the slope steepens if that's not acquired. Presence of the A site. All 5 here. Knife sees no one close, and it's time to pick up the pace. Karmine leading the charge, and Kreven on the other side giving up that space. They will play for the retake. But not that they have much of a choice.
Yeah, direct stuff. Not wasting any time for EDG. That was the expectation, but now BBL going to be patient themselves. I'm liking the position of Chichu. Maybe a chance to catch someone, but timing here is going to be everything. If he goes back through the door, even if he doesn't, it's given the game away to Larocque that somebody is going to be around this angle. He's waiting for his teammates to make a bit of a move to buy him some additional space, and the timing couldn't be worse for Chichu. Literally the second he stopped watching, and because of that, everything falls apart. Karmine is all that stands in their way from this second pistol round, but he's the man that may just be able to save them. Never mind. Loiter will find 3. And maybe a little bit wary about the time. He didn't want to give that defuse over. There was plenty, but yeah. Hey, better safe than sorry.
I think Larocque was saying, can I have that? Can I? No? Okay.
No, I need mine from the shadows,
time.
bro.
It's ticking so quick, bro. I couldn't hear it.
I need it for rotations.
But that play from Larocque to sit for that long, if he
literally the second he turns.
If he could see his opponent's screen, he wouldn't have timed that as well.
No.
That was pixel perfect.
No, you'd go right after he turned.
Yeah,
that's when
you'd be looking at his screen. You'd have to turn back.
No, instead,
timing was
this is while he's half turned. It's like there was never any way that Chichu could react to that.
And of all the times to get unlucky, 8-4 down in a pistol round, because that's what that is. The rest is not unlucky, but the first one most certainly was. EDG, okay. Shaky from Lover's Rock, okay, an opportunity. Signed is the one to claim that scalp, and he goes pushing further, up close to the wall. Spam's now going to come his way, and he will be taken down as a result. They still have that outlaw, though. Dangerous for so many of these players, and in the hands of Karmine, it's damn right deadly.
Yeah, Loiter's the only one who can survive a shot. Unfortunately, Kreven will land his first. Nobody's managed to pick it up, but now it's gone out of the round, and everything else is literally just down to Chichu. Very well dealt with by BBL. A conversion round that sees them take 4 rifles into the next round. They're making sure that this bonus is going to be a deadly one.
Double digits for BBL so early on. This is really surprised me here today. And I'd like to look at it as the level of BBL has increased. I think they prepared extremely well for this game. looking at the first map in particular, like that was
The Cypher change
was
worked
beautiful.
wonders.
Like, genuinely, you'll never see a counter work that well. Like, at least 99% of the time, it's not as obvious that that was the counter and that was what changed it. But here, there was no way to argue it. But then coming into this map, I believed it would be a different story because it's not like we have that scenario to play out again. Yet EDG struggle. Now with the rifles in hand, this has to be where things take a turn for the better. And a turn for the worse for BBL. Otherwise, big trouble on the horizon. Paranoia. I don't think it caught Concon. It doesn't matter. Larocque's there, ready to defend his buddy. And now tucked in the corner. He'll strike from it alongside Rose. Shaky, but it gets there. In the end, Signed and Chichu surrounded, outnumbered. As that late play from Chichu comes in. He's got no one to meet back up with and 4 opponents to take down and no control of the spike.
Any positives?
Still got his orb. Wall's in the right place. There's 2 for you.
He's alive.
Got a rifle. So there's 3. It's a lot of good things going. And probably the biggest upside to having a rifle is that he can save it for the next round. Because if you throw yourself at this one at 10-4 down, we might as well just call it GG right there and then. You're not playing for the future rounds. You're playing to lose here and now. It's not that bad if he plays exits. Because again, look at the economy. It's not like this rifle could save the day. And maybe managing BBL a little bit if he gets all 4 kills, for example. Orbs towards already need. But I don't want to see him running at the site. That would be a bit silly.
But no, it seems like the plan is most certainly to try and save the gun. Of course, for BBL, this is a wonderful opportunity just to try and upgrade everything as they go. Go from what was good rifles to the best we have to offer. Every single one of them with that upgrade. And, well, they are going to go walking towards Chichu. I don't know if he ended up surviving that round. I hope for his sake he did.
A lot of y'all are wondering, what are we going to do if he saves the rifle? I guess we'll never know. I think for EDG, at this point, rifle or not, the problems come down to something far greater than that. BBL are on form. And thank you very much to our producer. He did not survive the round, so the rifle will be removed in the end by that swing out from Rose. For BBL, 2 rounds is all they need to close this out. A 2-0 lights out series up against EDG. The comeback for the attackers, well, certainly running out of runway. A lot faster than a Furious movie. With the smoke down, a reveal behind it. Maybe a chance if that can catch a few players, but it's not caught anything.
Oh my!
In for the double. And Larocque follows through with the same. Again, Chichu's at the double doors late to the party, and it's already over.
I don't think I've ever seen someone defend the site the way Rose just did. He ran out into the open. Like, that was genuinely like running into no man's land with a grenade. Just like, yeah, I'm going down, but someone's coming with me. I'm surprised he got away with as much, but it is literally just the surprise factor. Okay, at this point, let's just take risks. I've got 4 young superstars behind me that if I get nothing, it doesn't even matter that much. And it's safe to say they weren't looking anywhere else. 12-4.
I think our analyst desk had a heart attack. I can see Morgan sprinting over here to the desk. They didn't think this would be over this quickly. And I don't blame him.
No.
Especially not on this map. And if it was, I thought it'd be EDG dominantly winning. A great start for Chichu.
That's an important one. They've taken out Loiter as well. The wall has also blocked them from spotting the push-up. Kankan maybe further forward than expected and definitely so. Kreven dealt with the operator now. Might even be worth just taking through into the next round. They do have plenty of credits to play with, but that doesn't mean you want to just hand it over to the other side. Larocque, however, may still feel like he can go for something here. They're looking to try and hunt down Lover's Rock. He's creating a little bit for himself, but Larocque has gone on the other side instead. And now it's just if he could hold the gun, and he won't be able to. Great work from EDG. An A hit into an A hit into an A hit into an A hit, and finally they made one of them work.
And I think realizing that BBL, if they are holding mid, it's from much deeper. That those rotations aren't necessarily the reason that Chichu's finding the free space in the late round, so he goes a little bit earlier, and this time it works wonders. Obviously alongside the Reckoning, which is robbing any information out of those players on site, especially the one that gets dove onto with the drone. It's a good read. Chichi was late to the party a couple rounds in a row, so this time they send him early. And a round on the board as a result. Is it a flash in the pan or the beginning of something we'll remember for a long time to come? 7 in a row needed for EDG in a game that they have been shut out of. They found 9 rounds across both maps so far. Aggression from Con shuts down the quick rotation, but they haven't seen that in the corner there was a little lurker. Kreven was waiting all the while, and now he strikes from the sidelines, leaving Con alone and leaving EDG with a trip home. BBL push through to playoffs.
Yeah, we saw the organization do the same thing last year, but for this squad coming into what was clearly a tough group on paper. Sure, it was a weakened EDG, but it was one that still had some bite left in them. But today, utterly dominant display from start to finish. A 12-0 start in that first half, and they look like they might do the same in this second map as well. They didn't let their foot off the gas throughout the entirety of it, and I'm sure for EDG it is the second time at EWC that they will go out in the group stage. But it is a wounded team that I'm sure later in the year will come back much stronger.
They came in here with a stand-in and they did a decent job of it, but we could see the cracks there as expected. If EDG were on their full form, no doubt we would have gotten a closer matchup here today. But one thing is for sure, whatever power level EDG came in on, BBL have stepped up since the start of this tournament. They looked clean on Lotus, a map that had problems for them in every series so far. And now they've come through to prove that they didn't just patch it. Oh, they fixed it top to bottom. This ship has been rebuilt. Not even Theseus could tell the difference, and now a 2-0. That's got to be them stepping into playoffs with a lot of confidence.
Oh yeah, I'm not sure that anybody would like to be coming up against them, and they join the lone 100 Thieves alongside 4 EMEA teams. And you know what? I know we always throw to Digon, but I'm excited what this man has to say. The EMEA traitor. How you doing, Morgan?
We'll hear from Big Time in just a little bit to talk about EMEA supremacy. Pacific not looking so great. The East not looking so great right now, as it is a dominant performance here. A 2-0 map victory, series victory in the decider match here for BBL. As Tom said, 4 out of the 5 EMEA squads qualified for playoffs here at EWC 2026 as we welcome back our desk. And that is the question, Big Time. How you feeling?
He calls me a traitor. He calls me a traitor. But was I ever a traitor? Was I not a true believer? Was I not just inspiring them, giving them courage to succeed and do better? I doubt in the spirit of success for EMEA, I only push them to be even better than they have already been, and they are living up to that here at EWC.
Do never believe someone then speaks to you like this. Never. That is my piece of advice. You're not going to guess like, where were you born in the UK?
I was born up north.
So, I don't know, it's just funny to see like a British boy just defending the east of the planet, and I'm sorry that it's just not working well.
I love Pacific.
You should have stayed.
I'll always have a deep love for Pacific.
You left because you thought that we were not going to be good, and Pacific was doing so good, and now look at us, look at us.
Yeah, look, I mean, you can't get around it. The fact EMEA are looking fantastic here at EWC, and BBL are, of course, no exception. By far and away, their most dominant game so far.
Can we just give The Rock the MVP? Like, are we going to waste our times for the rest of the week? Is it normal what he has been doing?
Absolutely
All
not.
of those questions I have, Digon. Do you have an answer to any of them?
I don't. I just know that he is must-watch Valorant here at EWC. He has been by far the best player, by far the highest ACS per map, and continues that yet again. I don't think he's had a single map where he's had less than 300 ACS, because he's always dishing out the damage, winning at least one of those duels on the map. Started, 13-4 after the first half.
All of these maps that have long range have always been very Turkish-based, you know? Like, they love this just of go and shoot and to just come up on top, basically on that. But I will say, for BBL, they are the ones that, in all the breezes that we have had, I feel like them, and the later, like the second time the G2 played it, they're the ones that explored Breeze the most, as in working the map, setting up traps, and literally playing with your opponent's mind and not just doing the same hits time and time again, or just exploiting one singular weakness.
Yeah, I mean, I think their Breeze is so solid, to be honest. But then on the flip side, I think for EDG, I still think they have a lot to figure out on this map. They're not managing to get the retakes with great success. Even with this harbor, it does feel like a struggle. But for this event, they did have a stand-in.
Yeah.
So I do think expectations were lowered a little bit there, but ultimately BBL far and away deserved that spot in playoffs.
Let's look at it like this, right? EDG was going to have a complicated tournament playing with the sub-in. It doesn't matter if it was groups, if it was playoffs, it would be incredibly difficult, almost unheard of, for them to get super far in the tournament.
Yeah.
If them going out also means that BBL is going to come out of the groups in this form with this type of confidence, maybe it was worth the sacrifice.
I find it very charitable of you to sacrifice a team from a different region so that your region
I know,
will
right?
have more spots.
You know, can you
Very,
imagine
very
how
charitable.
insufferable I am going to be if KC is to win against NRG?
Yeah.
You guys are not ready. And then after that, if Spain wins against Portugal today, you better just not come near me. It's not gonna be nice.
No. You're going to be fantastic and lovely to be around, just like it is to be around with Janiro, who is standing by right now with LaRock of BBL. Let's send it on over there.
In the last games that we've seen you, what's going on? What are you having for breakfast?
I don't do breakfast too much. Because of that, I don't eat anything. And I eat enemy team, I guess.
You did eat them up pretty good today. You're sending EDG home, and with that, you're also the 4th EMEA team to actually qualify to playoffs. Do you think there is anything in particular about this iteration of EWC that makes EMEA team so strong?
Yeah, looking so strong on the EMEA team because, you know, Heretics, Vitality, every team is playoff. I guess Karmine Corp, I think just they can't go playoff today. I think NRG is win, but the other team are so too strong. We're gonna see it, but BBL is the best.
BBL is the best. I mean, you guys have a really good score so far. This was a quick 2-0, especially that first map. Looking at the scoreline, 13-3. I just want to know, in terms of the confidence that you guys have found now that you're back onto this international stage, because after Santiago, it was a little bit of a struggle. What do you think has been the biggest improvement point that you've been focusing on that has allowed you to perform so well again?
On stage 1, we are gonna play 2 bets because I don't know, something going wrong, and after the Santiago, we can't work the nerves, and they are gonna ban our 2 best map, Corod and Abyss, and come Bind and Fracture. We can't play two maps too. It's gonna be nerf fast. Yeah, they nerf BBL, and after the stage 1, we are work about that. We are gonna make 2 setup or everything, and after EFC, they are gonna see real BBL, and you are gonna see real BBL on EFC too. We came here to win this tournament. Yes, you will see it.
I'm looking forward to see BBL popping off that playoffs. Congratulations once again. I'm gonna let you go. That's it from us over here. We're heading back over to the desk.
Thank you very much, Ginny, as again, a fantastic interview there. An insight by LaRock. They nerfed us after Santiago.
Yep.
People knew the map pool. We couldn't really deal with that. They changed some of the things. But now, unleashed has been LaRock and the rest of BBL.
Scary, lovely. I also think that for him being so young, and also we know that in the Turkish region, we know that, you know, they struggle with the English, that with the language. I feel you, I struggle sometimes as well. But to see him with a smile on his face, given the performance that he's given, trying so absolutely hard, it is... gotta like BBL.
Like, I love the confidence that they have. They said, we came to this tournament to win. We're not here to mess about. We're not here to get grouped. We're not here for a good time or good practice against good teams. We're here for the title. We're here for the trophy. They know that they can go the whole distance, and if they keep playing like that, man, they got me believing.
Yeah.
I need one of those jerseys with the Eiffel Tower. I will go get one.
That is 4 out of 5 teams qualified on in from EMEA. They must be the best region, some would say. The best region here so far. Some would say EMEA on top. Can we get that from you, Big Time?
EMEA.
Wait, camera's not on you.
There you go.
Wait, okay, can we get like a tight zoom on
Yeah.
my face? EMEA is on top.
Ooh. And it can be hammered home right now with our very next matchup. It is NRG, the reigning world champs, up against Karmine Corp for that qualifier match for Group B. You don't want to miss it. Don't go anywhere. You're watching EWC 2026.
Play is in our DNA. Whenever we let it out, it becomes our superpower. Now imagine an entire city being built to supercharge it. Kadir City, powered by Play.
We were there. For every click, every clutch, every respawn. We were there for the years of grind, and we're here. Now, the proud founding partner of EWC, powering the biggest event in gaming, shoulder to shoulder with the world's best, making history. Greatness deserves a stage. Lenovo Legion, reach your impossible.
Save time creating content and generate a high-quality clone of your voice with 11 Labs. Change the way you record podcasts, voiceovers, and branded content with the #1 AI-powered voice-generating technology. Stop searching for the perfect voice and stop wasting time re-recording take after take. Try 11 Labs for free and start elevating your content today.
Everybody, Achilleos here. This time I'm standing by with Karmine Corp's Narrate. Narrate, good to see you again, and welcome to Paris. Kind of like newly adopted home soil for you, perhaps?
Yeah, of course.
We're here at EWC, and we're going to be taking a look at Summit. I want to get your initial thoughts.
It looks a bit similar to maps like Sunset and Corrode. So, I mean, it has like a new feature, of course, sliding doors and stuff,
right,
which can kill you, so that's interesting.
You shut them once per round, they're permanent, you can't destroy them. Do you think that's going to add a good amount of dynamicism to the rounds here and to the game for this map?
To me, they seem very attacker-sided. Okay. Like on defender's side, you'd never want to break them because you want to secure your rotations like through the fastest lane possible. And when you break these doors, like these chokes become very like easy to defend, it feels. It's very important on attacker side to always break these doors. But overall, like it's a cool mechanic, and like as defenders, it makes you want to like play more aggressive and not let them like have so much space.
You are playing Sage. And some of this has been displayed before, but in case anybody didn't see the show match, we take a look at some of the silly little tech that you can do with Sage walls.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I created this. Grim, I don't know this guy, like he just stole it from me. But pretty much like he showed this wall Maybe I'm doing it incorrectly, but I just break this port off, and then you can see like the switch over, and you can see over, and you have this like really insane angle on B main.
These kind of like cheeky walls aside, obviously the Sage wall is also high enough to be able to peek through the gap in the door as well.
Every single door, like you can just Sage wall up and peek through the gap. Maybe, okay, not here, I lied. In mid and on A, you can break the door and see over the wall. Okay, I broke my wall. But you can see over the wall, you can see in bottom mid, you can see like this peak.
Do you think that Sage is going to be like a very high pick agent when it comes to this?
I'm not sure if Sage will ever be like a super high pick agent on any map, because obviously it depends on the players you have. Like if you have a really good Cypher player, you might want to play Cypher or Viper. Like Sage is just gonna be like a more of like a duelist type of character. Like if you're not trying to play double duelist, you might want to play Sage and just pretty much just be like a duelist, using your utility to your advantage. Like, you know, just doing stupid walls, trying to fight everywhere.
Where do you think default will be for plants?
It's very hard to find a default on A main, because usually like on most maps, there's like a main where you can see the spike from.
Right.
And this map, it's kind of hard to see the spike from. Maybe this is just default, like in the corner, because it's like the closest available. You don't have to take any risk.
Right.
Probably this is like default.
Okay.
But if it was the best plant spot, it would be like there or like somewhere where you can be seen right here. So maybe like here.
And now how about the B side, if we could fly over? Oh yeah.
I mean, this is obviously the safe plant. Like if you want to hide and plant, it's the best spot. And if you want to really play like cringy, like Abyss almost, Abyss B, you can kind of like smoke yourself off and just like spam the spike.
Right.
Probably seems decent.
A lot to still explore with this map, a lot to develop, and I'm sure that you guys are gonna have your work cut out for you ahead of that in stage 2. And I think it's probably going to be on everyone's perma-ban list for a very, very long time.
No. It's easier to pick up a new map where people don't have any experience on than it is to play a map where, you're behind. I think a lot of teams will pick it up and it'll be fun to watch.
All right. Well, I'm certainly looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys here at the tournament as well as in stage 2. So, Narate, thank you for joining me. Best of luck, and that's it from us.
Thank you.
Hi guys, Ginny here, and I'm joined with NRG to play a round of who is most likely to, just to test the waters and see their synergy. I hope you guys are ready. My first question is, who's most likely to forget to pack their jersey?
Everyone said Adam except for me.
Why did you not say Adam?
I don't know. I just thought Gio would.
Gio was my second one, to be fair.
Why was there a unanimous vote though for?
I've forgotten to pack certain things. Oh yeah.
Forgot his passport once actually.
Second question, who is most likely to offer to pay the bill? All right, 3, 2, 1. Okay, everyone's saying Ethan?
I just need the credit card points, that's it.
Wait, would you ask them for the money back or would you pay the bill?
Some depends on the occasion.
Multi-millionaire.
Okay.
Which one of you guys has the best taste in music? Most people go for me.
So Scoo.
Oh wow. I don't even know what Scoo listens to.
I don't know what anyone listens to. Scoo's been on Ox a few times. I remember in Italy.
Adam has a similar taste to me, but I guess you guys are the same probably, huh?
Who's most likely to forget where they parked?
Hypothetically, if everyone can drive?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
hypothetically.
Okay.
Okay, ready guys?
Yeah, I'm ready.
3, 2, 1. All right, I need some explanations.
Why would you put me? I don't even drive. Exactly.
I mean, I picked Brock, just feel like Brock's the most likely to forget where he parked.
That is a good explanation.
That's a great explanation.
Fair play.
Sometimes Brock blanks out, and he might happen to blank out when he parks his car.
Which team member would you most likely want to be stuck with on a deserted island?
This one's kind of hard.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Brock, again.
I have a feeling that he could help me with some fishing.
I chose Brock because I trust myself with the thinking part of the venture, and I just need him for the strength.
Pretty much the exact reason I picked him as well. I thought it'd just be funny the entire time with broken up.
But you're trying to survive, not laugh.
We're gonna die, but like it's fine.
You gotta enjoy yourself.
You gotta enjoy yourself
that.
there.
I feel that, man.
Which player is most likely to be late to a scrim? 2 Geos, another Geo, scrim. Why Geo?
I just say Gio usually wakes up the latest. That's the only reason.
That's the exact reason I had as well.
Not a lot of sense of urgency, but it's not like a bad thing.
Why'd you go for scrim?
I just remember this.
Longest.
I think we actually talked about this the other day.
See the answers, guys?
Oh, wow.
Wait, did you put
Ethan? Wait, why?
You're the only person who voted for someone else, so let's see.
You have no faith in yourself?
I instantly. So I put Ethan because he has the most life XP here. So.
Damn, I'm glad we're all confident in ourselves.
Which one of you is most likely to become a coach? All right, 3, 2, 1. Ethan.
Wow.
Clean sweep.
Clean sweep.
Yeah, why are you putting yourself forward?
I don't know. I won't speak for them, but I think I just make a good coach. I think I'm almost there as well.
Which one of you guys is the funniest?
Everyone's just hilarious.
All right, 3, 2, 1. Why'd you go for me?
I don't know. I just say dumb stuff a lot of the time, and it's funny to people. So
Thank you guys so much for giving us a little bit of an insight into NRG and calling each other out as well. That's it from us over here, and we're going to be heading back over to the show.
everyone, welcome back to EWC 2026 Valorant. We are now into the Group B decider match between NRG and Karmine Corp. NRG, they've had a unique road to get here by having to face both Paper Rex and then Vitality, defeating Paper Rex and falling just short to Vitality, which is why they're here up against KC. And again, you win, you move on to the playoffs, you lose, you are done from EWC.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely been interesting for them. We know how great of a team they can be, but they are scrapping it out here in the decider. On the flip side for Karmine Corp, what a story. I think this is a team that people doubted heavily coming into this event, but they get that win against Paper Rex to find themselves here in that decider with momentum. This was the group of death, and my goodness, has it delivered.
And the group of death is always difficult to predict. Either you go completely out of the box and say, hey, this team is going to have one hell of a tournament, or you go for the usual suspects. The thing is, looking at the rest of the globals that we've had lately, nobody would have blamed anyone for thinking that NRG and Paper Rex were going to be both of the teams making it out, leaving EMEA behind. But what we got in the end was a Team Vitality qualified as first with that win against first KC and then NRG. And now it's left to the North American squad and Karmine Corp to decide who gets that last shot. The thing is, the pressure realistically is way more on NRG because of expectations. We have been saying KC should, and I think do, wanted more.
Oh, yeah.
But, so can they actually overcome what it is winning against the world champion?
Yeah, let's dive into that Karmine Corp roster, who have been led by different players at different times, whether it was Avez on the IGLing, it was Narrate in the last couple of matches. It's been very fun to watch multiple players step up at the right time.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is a roster that has had turbulence. This is an organization that has had turbulence within Valorant, and maybe that's putting it kindly, but it does feel like something has finally managed to click here at EWC, especially in that last game. I was enormously impressed. The man on your screen, DOS9 there. I feel like that map 3 performance from him was absolutely crucial to getting them in this decider match, but I really do believe this is a stacked squad. I think we can see everybody have a ton of potential to take over games here.
The past years for KC, we can say even all of partnership at that 2024 kickoff has not been easy to follow. Being a KC fan in Valorant was not something that you wanted to wake up being, sadly enough. So it's good to see that now that they're bouncing back, this is a trajectory that they're following.
And the players are very aware of it, as you can see here in the road to EWC, spotlighting Karmine Corp.
I'm very happy that we managed to qualify to EWC because it's a very big step for us. We don't really care about the enemies we're playing against. There's Paper Rex, who were top 2 in Masters, and also Vitality top 4. Of course, they're insane teams, but if we manage to get out of this group, then we have a high chance winning the whole tournament.
He's got a teammate.
It was 2v5. It was Narrate and Lewan. They were alive. I see them both in insane positions, and I thought we could actually win this round. And then they got kill after kill after kill. Then it's 1v1. And my heartbeat is like 180, and I cannot do anything about it. He won it, and then I'm relieved. Going into playoffs is like my biggest dream I did back then in KCX, so it was very insane. There was 30k people just rooting for us, playing against Koi. It was the best moment of my life. No matter how good is the specs of the headset, you're still gonna hear if it's a big crowd, so they're gonna give us other momentum for sure. During stage 1, we had it was the worst place of my career, and I think for everyone in my team, and it was just super sad that we hard worked the whole year just to win something and we cannot. It was a good learning lesson for all of us, and it showed actually in EWC how well we learned from it. I think we had some issues with our momentum, I would say. We're getting overconfident, we're doing so many mistakes, and then once we do these mistakes, we get low confidence. And then it turns from up to high, and then it's very hard to play like this. It was my rookie split as an IGL, so this was for sure a part of it because I did so many mistakes, but I learned from it. That's the most important, and yeah, I'm looking forward for EWC. I think Zeech worked a lot in our mental aspect more than in-game because we were all super sad. We went in a really bad rough times, and he worked into this. He tried to make us stay alive again. In-game stuff is not as important as the connection between the players. The team has to be loving each other so they can be able to perform. If we manage to get out of this group, as I said, we're gonna for sure win the tournament. We might be the underdogs, but we're here to prove we're not.
9th, 10th during kickoff, 11th and 12th during split 1. but then finding their way to EWC has been a boon for the squad. 4th youngest here at EWC, going up against the 2nd oldest squad on the opposite side. NA has the unks, man. G2 is the oldest, NRG 2nd oldest. They've got the experience and are trying to continue on that form from last year into this year's international.
I mean, that's exactly it. With age comes experience. 4 of these players were the ones lifting that Champions Trophy. So this is a squad that has that potential to go all the way, that we would expect deep runs from internationally, given the caliber of player. But they have found themselves here in the decider once again. Masters London didn't go their way either. Getting grouped, EWC is a fantastic chance to recover on that year and really show the true potential of this squad.
If you're new to Valorant, you may not know this, but it is almost impossible for any team to stay on top. I believe it's only been Fnatic in 2023, sorry, that managed to win 2 tournaments in a row. So it is already a difficult task to stay on top. So they could be, you know, the ones that are writing that book, the ones that can continue that. It is difficult that it's going to be from event to event, but you can have good years. You can actually build a legacy with NRG. Am I still salty that they took Kiko? Yes. But, you know, they take good care of him, and I think that he is actually a great addition to this. I think that they've done more than proving what they're capable of. Their preparation all throughout Champs was beyond unreal for the teams that they were playing in. So many occasions, they read them like a book. And speaking of reading like a book, they have a lot of reps on everything, let's say. So speaking about KC and the preparation for this one, as we take a look at the map veto,
Okay.
a lot of showings to go off from.
So NRG banning Sunset, we saw Karmine Corp pick this in the Paper X game, but they did lose it. And then you look at Fracture is the pick from Karmine Corp, which is where they got that upset surprise win from there. So I do think
if they lose, I'm putting this on you this time.
Look, I mean, right now I'm looking at this veto.
If KC lose, I am putting it on you.
I like it for Karmine Corp. I like their Fracture, and I think Haven is a map that they always love to play. They go to it a lot. I will say NRG's Breeze is for sure one of the best we have in the tournament. I think North America are so far ahead when it comes to that harbor play.
I want to know how intentional this map veto was, because my surprise was when they were not picking the Haven, right? For the side of KC. But if you're NRG, you expect, of course, that KC is going to pick it. So if KC wants to have a guarantee on playing the Fracture, we pick it, and we know that they will leave the Haven open, because that was always a possibility, and probably they have heavily prepped for that. And we're going to jump straight into Breeze for the first game.
Yeah, very much so. This is NRG's pick. We expect them to be very, very strong here. This is the same composition that we see from them time and time again. It's a natural fit. Matter on the harbor always looks weird when I see it. It just does strike me, but I do think
it's kind of like a waste, no?
Yeah, I always struggle to understand it, but I do really feel like this is a map that they love. On the flip side for KC, they will be rocking with that double duelist most likely if everybody locks in what we expect here. Narrate onto that Jet. 11 on that Neon, where he's been so fantastic.
Yeah, we saw them play this against Fnatic in the qualifier for EWC, but Breeze has not been a Breeze for KC for the rest of the year. As we're saying, a lot of harbor, we've seen it from a lot of teams now paying dividends in those executes. Let's see if here can be the same.
1 series, 2 map wins, stopping you from playing in front of the crowd. Who will rise to the occasion? Will it be the reigning world champs, or will it be the hometown favorites? NRG and KC, map number 1 on Breeze. On the call, it's Achilleos and Paper Thin.
Thank you very much, Tigon. Here we go again. Another decider, another elimination series. NRG wanting to push deeper here at EWC, deny Karmine Corp that opportunity to be able to play in front of the home crowd on the big stage. KC have shown that they are willing to fight tooth and nail, giving it everything that they have got. And across the course of the qualifier now to this point, we've just been seeing this steady improvement from the squad.
I agree. I mean, I think really KC has a chance here to do something real special, take down 2 of the best we have in the world in Valorant. You already took down Paper X. Now you've got a shot at the reigning world champs. To do it here in Paris on home soil would be absolutely incredible. But they've got to get it done. NRG is so resilient, so tough. They're a team that we've seen it time and time again. Achilleos, when they go to the lower bracket, that's when they get stronger.
Well, Breeze to start it off. Fracture for that second map, and then potentially all the way over to Haven. A very fast opening series, so we'd love to see this one get stretched to the limits. As barriers will now drop. This was talking about it, Mata, back over onto the harbor. Well, it does feel a little bit odd, but of course you do have Kiko looking to lead the charge with that jet, and for now he's going to be solo saddled here on the B site. Slow creep up from KC towards that elbow position. Likely want to give that a glimpse, then potentially assess whether or not they want to go into B.
And against Paper Rex, Kiko was a real deciding factor for NRG on this map. He was their top fragger.
Sure.
He was doing a lot of good work. First Blood's up there.
Recon does not scan Scuba in this position. Crosshairs down towards mid, but now sees a gun barrel. Is going to be able to catch 2 headshots as Levin and Narrate both will fall. Already immense impact going to be found.
Yeah, that's a nice little position. DOS9 thinking about challenging it now.
DOS9 was electric. That last map, their last series. And he delivered now. Scuba hasn't had much reason to leave. Now it's going to be spotted. Redraws the weapon, decides not to go for the snake bite. It's going to be Mata getting a piece of the action. Sugetsu will get taken down. Meanwhile, Kiko trying to line it up, but Ethan will be able to claim the kill. That is now Aves just down to 40 HP. Can't use any U-tilt, can't find the shot. Brock come away with that elimination. Scuba, the only casualty. It's a very clean pistol to start for NRG.
Well, you definitely have got to be happy with the way Scuba's playing here. At times he can kind of trail behind the rest of the team, but holding the line really nicely, getting that little bit of pre-fire. Levin thinks he can maybe accelerate past it, find a timing, get the shots to go himself and get a slide in there or something, but gonna be denied. Scuba, a really nice start, gives NRG their first pistol. See what KC wants to do. It's just the eco 3-2 split. Well, he's trying to toy with the map here a little bit. They've thrown the harbor smoke to get the orb at least on one side. Funnel that over into Aves. Try to get that Hunter's Fury a little bit quicker. Scuba, once again, going to be called upon.
And jump peek going to be going out. Snake bite. Try to slow down the approach. Flash up over the top as well. As that 0 point, all players going to be detained at the front of this pyramid. Widely locked into position. Ethan, though, turning away from the angles. They look to try to scale forward. A little bit of ring around the roads are going to be coming through, but it's going to be the spray down coming in. Kill a piece of 3 players on NRG.
I have the spike.
Spike will be recovered. Aves and DOS9 just with these classics. Going to be struggling to really find any significant value here, given that it's barely been any damage suffered on the NRG players. Couple taps. Steering him back away. Aves knowing that he just kind of has to try to take a fight, but won't be able to do so. Mata will come away with the 2 remaining kills, and NRG get a flawless 2-0.
You got to be feeling really good if you're an NRG fan with how that round went. Not just because it's flawless, but because of the way they play. They buy a ton of time. Scuba doesn't overstay his welcome, doesn't try to go for the big, 3K. Sees a lot of players coming his way. Instead, he knows he's got Ethan coming over to set up a flash, to stall out any attempt at a quick hit by KC. Keep them pinned behind those pyramids. Get the crossfire set up. Wait for the reinforcements to arrive. And then deal with their opponents easily. That was very, very nicely handled. Love the protocols. Over towards the other side of the map. Ethan does throw out an early knife looking for some confirmation. Doesn't get anything with a pretty deep one, so it's going to leave the heavy stack or NRG over towards B. Now, Sugetsu did see that, so he is aware that they don't have any info on that A main position. But for now, KC just sending out duos, looking for those picks. Something that was
thrown over the top. Riding up through mid, Narrate going to be pushing alongside this Brock. Watching in towards that elbow position, spot out onto one. Maybe both firing off shots there as Kiko going to be playing forward. Towards this, but Relay Bolt will get the connection, but can't quite chase deep enough nor fast enough to come away with that elimination. Kiko with the Marshal in hand will be able to find DOS9, so 1-for-1 exchange thus far. Rock Dart chucked in towards that double door position. It's just going to be a tiny smattering of damage on the Ethan. Meanwhile, though, Scuba continuing to backpedal deeper onto the B site. Catches Levin.